1957 Chevy Bel Air with the 1970 400 Chevy small block. We purchased the full system, so this is the install of the Sniper fuel injection package, the HyperSpark distributor, the HyperSpark coil, and the HyperSpark ignition CD box. With this, we also purchased the 1957 specific tank for the Sniper with the sending unit and the electric fuel pump. The original fuel line we left mounted on the car to use it as the fuel line return. This particular system is a positive return system, so you need to have both a supply and a return line. We added a steel 3/8 fuel line that runs the full underside of the car from the tank to the front, and overall the install was fairly straightforward. The only issue that I really had on the install was with the fuel tank. And what we did on the fuel tank, purchasing the tank with the sender and the fuel pump specifically for the 57, it was sold to us, and then also the photographs we saw. We purchased it online from Summit. It was sold to us with the sender and the fuel pump already installed. So I don't know if that was an error on their part, or maybe they didn't have that unit and they give us the components. But anyhow, it was a little bit of a challenge. The sender unit is pretty much an universal system. So specifically for the 57 Chevy tank, it's too long. It doesn't fit. You actually have to disassemble the sender, remove one of the brackets, reinstall that to the top bracket, and then make your adjustments. And even with that, it barely fit into the tank. We were having a lot of problems with getting this vehicle started. One of the first issues was that even though we had asked basically what do we need to buy, we were given the complete parts list: fuel tank, fuel pump, sender, throttle body, coil, HyperSpark, etc. No one bothered to tell us about this. And this is your CD box. Now if you have the MSD box already, Holley Sniper set up to where it will run off of the MSD box. If you do not, you need to get this. This engine originally came with a HEI General Motors unit, and it was replaced with the HyperSpark distributor. The HyperSpark distributor needs this box to run properly, and that was our problem. We were using the coil generator that comes with the kit. The coil generator will not produce a spark for the HyperSpark coil. It just will not do it. It will work for the older style standalone coils, but it will not work for the HyperSpark coil. You need to have this box, and that was our major issue. Once we took care of that, our issues went away. The other major issue we had was our battery was a couple years old, and you can see that as we were cranking, we were losing voltage. And the Sniper system to start and run needs a good 10-volt signal, and especially at cranking. Needs that voltage not to dip below 10 volts, or it just will not start. And that was the issue we were having. Put a brand new battery in it, and with the new box, and fabulous. Got it started, run, got it self-learning mode. We were getting a lot of rocker noise opened it up. Several of the rockers were not tightened down completely, and the posi-lock system in it wasn't set up correctly. So anyway, we fixed that issue, and now we're back to getting it to tune and self-learn. Battery was a couple years old, and as you're cranking, you're actually watching the cranking voltage dip below 10 volts, and when it does that, the Sniper is not going to start. Once we replaced the battery, that issue went away. But as we were working through some of the issues, the Sniper would literally just flood the engine, and at one point we had to unplug the fuel pump and pull the plugs, clean them, put them back in, and then the engine fired, and then we were okay from that point on. We are still having issues with low vacuum. This thing will only pull about 10 inches of vacuum, and it has some pretty radical needle swing as it's trying to run. So at the point that it's trying to self-learn and everything, the engine itself, mechanically how it was put together, has some issues. So I have to open up the valve covers again, check out what we have. I know we do have like a 532 cam with some long duration, and we looked up what we could online, and we're thinking it's a Voodoo or something along that era cam. And I think the thought train for the folks that built the engine was that they were going to put in basically a strip cam in a street car and give it a whole bunch of horsepower. And as anybody knows, that usually doesn't work. And it was running before on the carburetor. It did have a Dominator running on it before. With the 650 that was on it, it would barely run. And with the Sniper, it does run. It is responsive, but the idle quality currently is just not where it needs to be. But I think that's more related to the camshaft that's in it right now and not the Sniper system itself. And so that's what we're going to line out next. And then once we get that lined out, we're going to go finish with the install, clean up the wiring. This harness unit is going to go through the firewall. The CD box that comes with a HyperSpark, or you have to purchase it separate, but it works with the HyperSpark, is going to be mounted on the inside with the feed for the control. And the other thing, if you're doing a Sniper for the first time, what I would suggest, download the software from Holley and purchase the USB dongle connection for the laptop. And I wish we had done that from day one, but we purchased it and overnighted it, and we're just waiting for it to get here. It should be here later today, tomorrow morning at the latest. So other than that, it's a pretty straightforward system. I don't know that it's actually the 10-hour couple guys under the carport, going to put it together. If you already have a running car with no major issues and all that, maybe, I could see that happening. This car came as a complete unknown. It had sat for several years. The engine was built several years ago, and we really don't know what's in it. We know it's a Chevy 400, small block 400, and that's really about all we really know. And so that's brought some challenges, but that's not a knock or particular to the Sniper system. And other than that, I mean, I think overall it's going to be a good value for the money spent. And the install's taken longer than I definitely would have liked, but we're still working through some of the issues of the car itself, and it is what it is.